Run back, boys, run it back. Run back, boys, get pack. Run back, boy, you can now relax. So we're back to that. I can smell the pack. Let me just relax. Okay, so I told you guys a long time ago that I was going to find some way to share a little bit of my dance party that I do with you guys prior to making videos. And I don't really know how the music thing works on YouTube. And so I decided to play my son's music. So this is him, and I will link to him and this song down below. And without further ado, let's get started because we are on day 7. Day 7, and day 7 is all about being that miracle. And again, this is one of those things that I touched on in a previous video when I was listing different things that you can do. And now I want to give you some more in-depth information on how to be that miracle. And I just want to look at the notes to see. I don't know what day it was. I was going to try to reference the day, but how to be the miracle. So being a miracle, excuse me, first, welcome. Hello, I am Lamiel, the priestess of Lamiel.com, and welcome to Lamiel TV. If you are new, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell notification. This is our daily series in aligning with miracles. It's running for 20 days. If this is the first video that you've seen, stop here, go back to the playlist and start from day 1. If you have questions, comments, concerns, leave them all below. How to contact me, where to find me, and my son's kick-ass music is all down there as well. So without further ado, let's get back into being the miracle. So when I did this before, when I said it before in one of the other videos, I got some DMs regarding like being a miracle in other people's lives. And what I realized is that a lot of people, a lot of you who, a lot of us, because I've been there, you know, when you're working on your own self-esteem and your self-value and your self-worthiness for certain things, you know, and a lot of you coming from religion, and religion teaches you that you have to do certain things or have certain things to be worthy of other greater things, which is not the case at all. And why? Because we live in an attraction-based universe and you have free will. And if you use that free will and you direct it with the proper intention, the law that governs our universe is going to deliver to you what it is that you want. It is undeniable. It works every single time. So there is no worthiness work that you have to do to be a miracle for someone else. However, when that is tough for you, because first, let me say, how do you be a miracle for someone else? You may not have the money they need, you know what I'm saying? But you could treat them to dinner. You may not, you know, be able to solve their transportation issue, but you could give them a ride. You, sometimes there has been so many times in my life as a mother with a lot going on that all I needed was a hug. That was it. And anybody who dared to do that, I would have an emotional breakdown because people were used to me getting through it, right? I was the person who could handle everything. And really what I needed was someone to hold space for me not to have to be that. Someone to say, here, come here, I'm leaving. I know it's tough with your kids around all the time. And express and release and move those emotions through and out of you in a way that is honoring what you're going through and will relieve you. Because children don't always understand what's happening. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes you're sad and or you appear sad, but you're really okay, and the kids misinterpret like something terrible is happening, and it's not really. My father recently transitioned, and there are days and times where I may wake up crying, and it's because I was talking to him in my dream, or whatever it is, or just from missing him. And it's not the end of the world, and it's not, sometimes I'm driving and I'm having that conversation with him, but I still have not fully, it's still there's still a level of lack that I feel because he's not physically here. So he can reach me and we can communicate, but if I let that thought or that energy of he's not physically here set in, I can't hear him anymore and I begin to cry. I am emotional, right? And so then the kids are like, "Ah, she's driving, she's crying, I don't know what's wrong, like what's happening?" And it's not really anything wrong. It's just I miss my dad. You know what I mean? So something that simple, like saying, "Hey, come over," or just hugging me and holding me and letting me release those emotions that I didn't want to worry my children with, would have been a miracle in my life. And I'm saying that so that you can understand that being a miracle in somebody's life is not about having money. It's not about being able to do or have or give necessarily this grandiose physical thing. There's a lot of physical shit on this planet. What we lack is connection and communication and support, and somebody who is going to listen to you and look you in your eyes and tell you, this is not going to last forever. And so that's the easiest way for you to be a miracle to someone else, right? It's just being there, being a shoulder to cry on, giving a listening ear, that type of thing. The other half of that is that a lot of us are looking for people to be a miracle for us. And that shit just don't always happen. You know what I'm saying? That's like waiting for the knight in shiny armor and shit like that. Meanwhile, you looking for the knight on the horse and all that, and the dude in the Toyota is really meant for you, and he ain't on a horse, and so you miss out, right? Um, Sometimes you simply just need to be the miracle for yourself that you are wanting from someone else. There are plenty of times where I just had to make that space, whether it meant go to my car, pretend I was at the store, sit in the store parking lot and cry, or spend some time with myself, spend money on myself. My children, I am so beyond blessed that my kids enjoy being around me, all of them. And when they are around, if we're in the same house, there are times when in one room we're all sitting because we love each other, and that shit's rare. And I'm thankful for it. But at the same, and I got caught up at one point where I was so thankful and grateful for that. But what I needed was time alone so that I could heal, so that I could grow, so that I could meditate, so that I could expand, so I could be a better mother and be a better provider. And so I had to learn how to take that space and be that miracle for myself. Because when I got that downtime, when I got that alone time, I was able to interact with them on a much higher level because I got some relief. And it's also has a little bit to do with, with your, I can't think of the name, but basically your human design. Okay, it has a little bit to do with that, and me learning a little bit about that and realizing that I am a person who really can function on my own. Like I don't need outside sources to manifest. However, because I don't, and because all of this is open, people around me pour into me. And it's beneficial for me because it teaches me how people learn, how people love, how people need, what people need. And I can take situations and flip them and manipulate them so that they function and they are delivered better to the masses, right? But at the same time, if you're around me, you're pouring into me. And so at some point, you gotta stop. I gotta cut people off so that I can get recalibrated. So I will try to remember to put a link. There's an awesome kick-ass lady that does human design, and I will link to her. And her name is Peggy. You should ask for her. She does some free readings. She's not that expensive, and she's crazy, crazy knowledgeable. Okay. So if you want to explore more on that, actually, I'm going to make note of that right now because I do tend, and if you ever watching a video and I mention something and there's no link, leave a comment and I will get on it right then. But I'm going to add the human design link. So you can be a miracle to other people. You can be and should be a miracle to yourself, right? You should look for ways to gift yourself. You should look for ways. Oh, there's something I also remembered for myself, actually. But you should be a miracle to yourself, right? Stop looking for someone else to validate you. Stop looking for someone else to give you that thing that's going to make you feel better. Stop looking. That's not the way to go. Why? Because you were born with everything that you need inside of you. You have those abilities. You are never alone. Universe, source, God, the angels, everybody is there for you. You're never alone. You are always supported, that you are always guided. And if you are in a space where you feel like you can't provide a miracle for someone else, then I want you to, on this journey of 20 days, do one miraculous thing for yourself. Be a miracle to you. What do you need? And then give yourself that. And I will see you guys tomorrow.